And then we'll go over some more of the advanced fitting technology that we've got with our Zenlens products, and hopefully kind of just piggyback off of some of the technology that Dr. Jedlicka was talking about. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So that's way we can get you guys out at a timely fashion tonight. My name is Dr. Danielle Nesbitt. I'm a manager of professional affairs with Bausch & Lomb SVP. It's my honor to speak with you guys tonight. So we can go through some of the advanced attributes with the Zenlens, talking about fitting advanced corneal conditions with our Zenlens technology. So when we look about the scleral lens fitting process, sometimes we'll run into lens decentration with scleral lenses. As we know, often those scleral lenses have a tendency to decenter in an inferior temporal manner. And with that, we also know that with the more advanced complications with corneal conditions, we typically will find that we need an even higher level of specificity within our scleral lens options. With those things in mind, we've come out with a couple different offerings within our scleral lens profile with the Zenlens. So in order to have a higher, more consistently predictable level of stability, we've given the bi-elevation technology. So bi-elevation technology is going to allow your fits to be more consistently stable and allow you to have less issues with things like decentration. And then in order to have you have an option for your more customizable lens options, we've come up with Zenlens Echo, which allows you to have just that higher level of specificity, allowing you to unlock different levels of different attributes within the lens in order to make that lens more customized for you and for your patients. So before we get into Echo, we're going to talk briefly again about bi-elevation technology. We talked about this last week as well, but we're going to touch base on it again. So with bi-elevation technology, this is a dual sag technology. It allows you to have two sag values within the vaulting chamber, which allows your lens to sit more completely on the sclera. So it allows you to have one sag in the deep meridian and one sag in the shallow meridian. And this allows you to have a more stable lens experience for your patients. So this allows you to have less issues with lens decentration, less debris pumping, less fogging throughout the midday and throughout the end of day. Overall, just giving the patients typically a much better, more complete wearing experience throughout the day. So when we look at the bi-elevation and when we look at the two meridian with the eye, you'll see that the bi-elevation lens on a toric eye, so an eye with differences within the level of toricity, you'll see that we've got the shallow meridian of the eye as well as the deep meridian of the eye, and we've got the two different areas of the bi-elevation lens. You'll see that the lens is actually creating better alignment on both meridian of the sclera, which is going to provide a better centration of the lens and, like I said, less chance of that debris pumping in throughout the day. So when we look at it, when we talk about using a sodium fluorescein pattern, which we really recommend getting used to using sodium fluorescein patterns, when we talk about seeing that oval fluorescein pattern, typically we'll see that when we're looking at a spherical lens on a toric eye or even a toric lens on a toric eye, if there's too much toricity with that. So we'll get that oval fluorescein pattern, which is showing that we don't have that nice complete landing zone 360 degrees. But when we look at this last image over here, this last sodium fluorescein pattern, you can see that we've got this nice, really circular pattern showing that we've got that nice, complete, even landing zone 360 degrees on the sclera. And when we look at that, we've got that nice even zone of landing, which shows that we're going to get much more stability within that lens. It's less likely to decenter, it's less likely to rock, because throughout the entire landing zone, that lens is going to be really nice and stable. So when we think about bi-elevation, it's really, really good for a lot of our patient base, especially when you think about patients that have a change within the elevation of their eye. However, we know that there's still a large population that needs an advanced level of specificity for their lenses. Patients that have more advanced corneal degenerations, who have had postoperative conditions, or patients that have had kind of more significant levels of trauma to their eye. And with that in mind, a lot of times you're going to grab for your impression-based or your freeform lenses. However, they're great options for your patients, but they come at a much higher cost for your patients. They often are also at a much higher cost for you and your practice. They require an additional level of training, supplemental equipment, and often they take a much longer time to be made, and then also much longer time to get to you and your patients. With that in mind, we wanted to create an option to keep your patients in the technology that you know and love, and that's done really well for them, with also trying to take away some of the downsides of the impression-based and freeform lenses, but also still giving the great qualities that we know come from fitting patients within an impression and a freeform lens. So that's kind of where the idea of Zenlens Echo came. So we wanted to continue with the mindset of finding that calm in complexity. So Echo is a non-prosthetic custom scleral lens, which is powered by that smart curve technology. With the Zenlens Echo, it's going to be able to give you that higher level of specificity by allowing you to be able to have one base curve. It's going to allow you to specify up to 4 different sag values, 4 different limbal clearance curves, and 4 different APS values. And so with this, it can seem kind of intimidating when you look at that, but it's up to. So if you just have that one patient where you just need to change the sag in one quadrant, you can change the sag in one quadrant. If you've got that patient whose cornea is a bit of a train wreck and you need to change it in all 4 quadrants, go ahead. We've got that level of flexibility for you built into this lens. On top of that, when you've got those patients where everything is looking just right, but you're still getting, say, that little bit of sodium fluorescein leaking in that weird angle or that weird axis, and everything else looks fantastic, now you can go ahead and unlock the axes. So you can unlock the axes of both the vaulting chamber and the APS. You can unlock each of these independently up to 45 degrees. Again, these are all optional. So if you just need to unlock the APS or just unlock the vaulting chamber, that gives you the flexibility to do as much or as little as you need. This is really great technology because within this, again, you can have that higher level of specificity while still being able to use the Zenlens lens that you know and love. So when we talked about the freeform and impression-based lenses, we talked about having the additional technology, the additional training, all of that. With the Zenlens Echo, you don't need that. You can fit this lens with your current technology that you have in your office. You can fit it with your Zenlens diagnostic set and your slit lamp, or if you want to fit it with your OCT, you can do that. Or if you want to do it with profilometry, if you've got that within your office, you can do that as well. We're really here, like we talk about, finding that calm and complexity to meet you at what you have available. So we want to bring this technology to you and your patients in a way that matches what you have available to you in your office. So like we talked about, Zenlens Echo can be as complex and as flexible to yours and your patient's needs as needed, and making every elevation changed in every quadrant as needed, or something as simple as simply unlocking the APS in order to get that patient's needs met. So with that being said, as kind of our Bausch & Lomb standard, we have the expert consultation and support ready to help you. And our consultation team is available to answer questions Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. Eastern. Especially with this new technology, they are so well trained and so happy to help support you as you're learning the new technology. So if you've got questions, if you're not sure where to start, they are ready to be able to be there to help walk you through this process. Also, if you want to have somebody come and talk to you through things, or introduce you in webinars, send you additional materials. Our in-field specialty market managers are a great place to start with that too. So we can connect you to whoever you need within your area. If you're not sure who your SMM is, please reach out to myself and we can get you in contact with them. Also online, we have a lot of educational videos, webinars, resources. We're always trying to update our resources that we have available for practitioners. And then also to make sure that you feel protected in the way that you're fitting your patients, we've made our 120-day Easy Exchange Warranty program. So as you're going through this, know that we stand behind you throughout your fitting process. So if you want to look at your education center, we've got the BauschSVP.com education center. So that way you've got the look through. But we hope that you've got some more information on Zenlens Echo and bioelevation. And we know that this is going to be something that can really help to support you and your patients in order to take things to the next step. So if anybody has any questions, please let us know. I'm going to take a look. It looks like that's in the chat. There's also the Bausch SVP website. But if there's any questions, please let us know. We can go ahead and answer any of those. If not, please let us know too if you need any help finding your SMM. If you need any additional resources, we're happy to help support on that. And we really look forward to hopefully helping to hear your success stories with bioelevation and with Zenlens Echo. And we want to thank you guys for listening to our conversation, and as well as Dr. Jedlicka's. So looks like we've got a Q&A question. Oh, just a thank you. Thank you so much, James, for coming in tonight. So anything else? If not, we'll go ahead and get you guys on to the rest of the evening. So thank you all so much for coming in. And then we look forward to hopefully seeing you guys all next week for the challenge. It's very exciting. Have a great night, you guys.